Hey everybody, it's Jason24CF for EventHubs.com, and I just got finished viewing the Fighting Game Mastery by Gootecks and Filipino Champ. This is a 5-part video series designed to, help novice players and I would say B-tier type players of the FGC, and maybe even some more advanced players. With that said, I noticed in the comment section when this was introduced, a lot of players, or I would say most likely trolls, were saying, oh well, why is Gootecks doing this? I'm not going to pay for this. You know, Gootecks is a has-been and stuff like that. And I say, you know, those comments are completely way off base. Gootecks is one of the most recognizable faces in the FGC, and he's done a lot to help grow the FGC. New members have joined for the fact that they've either seen him on stream or they've seen on his tutorial videos on Bullrock from the past, or if they've seen him in other projects like King of Chinatown, and other countless videos where Gootecks has been a prominent figure of the FGC. And also he's done a great job of introducing the FGC to other entities, you know, outside of just gamers, so to say, you know. So, you know, give the guy his due respect. He does a lot for the FGC, and for you to hate on him for, I guess, for not placing well in tournaments and such like that, I think that's completely off base, because there's more than just placing at the tournaments to help grow the FGC. Same with Filipino Champ, the same thing, you know. A lot of guys were hating on Champ, saying, oh, he has a nasty attitude, poor sportsmanship, you know, he disrespects players and such like that. But actually, Filipino Champ is a very nice guy. He's very easy to approach, you know, speak to. I've never had that bad vibe or feeling that many people, you know, want to comment and post about. And also, when you see this project, you'll see exactly why Champ has that, I would say, mentality. And again, it's not something that's purposely done towards another individual. It's more of a psych out. So when you see the video project itself, you'll understand Champ's mentality and how he uses that to psych out other players. These videos range in between 30 minutes and about 45 minutes, and they go in great depth and detail. Gootecks has done a good job, you know, presenting questions to Filipino Champ, and also during the course of the video, if there's a term that Champ uses that you know, we may not understand, or Gootecks says, you know what, I want to get more in depth with that, he does an excellent job of following up and saying, well, can you describe that a little bit more, and you know, so newer members can understand exactly what you're saying, because sometimes some members may come into it and they may not understand, you know, exactly what that term means. You know, for example, like part 2 of the series, it's called the Metagame, and you know, Gootecks asks Filipino Champ, can you describe that more in depth, you know, so someone can understand exactly what you're saying. And Champ does an excellent job detailing exactly what metagame is to him, and breaks it down overall, so any novice player can understand it and really grab the concept of how the metagame works in fighting games. It's not just Street Fighter, it's just fighting games in general, because it all comes down to a core basics, and Champ does an excellent job showing that. I did skip over part 1, but part 1, you know, speaks about Champ in general, how he got involved in fighting games, his passions with it, his drive and motivation, and you know, how he, you know, gradually picked up other fighting games. You know, he started off with MVC2, and then he goes off into how he's picked up other games. Part 3 covers Street Fighter. Champ discusses what character he decided to pick and why he picked them, and then, you know, he goes into detail of how he learned his character and learned matchups. I don't want to give too much away about it, because I feel it's best that you view it so you can really understand it, you know. So I'm going to be very brief in detail about each part, so to say. But in part 3, you know, covers Street Fighter in general, and many of the advanced techniques he uses, and things how he goes about studying his opponents and understanding exactly how people's play styles are. You know, he does, again, a very great job about, you know, explaining this. So, you know, if you find yourself in a position where you've probably reached your plateau and you're struggling to get over that hurdle, seeing this part right here is definitely going to help you advance your mental game, because while, you know, you can have great reactions in a fighting game, just like in sports, it's 90% mental. When you grasp it and understand it more, you can apply it more to your game execution, and everything else will get better. Part 3 and 4 are all based on Marvel. Champ gets into the characters that he uses, the strategy that he goes into playing the game, as well as, you know, he details, again, the metagame and zoning in Marvel. You know, most people used to see Marvel as rushdown, and Champ is known as the, you know, one of the kings of lane, where he will zone you out completely. And he goes into that in very great detail, exactly how he devises his strategy for zoning characters out. He speaks about how to beat some of the more top tier characters in MVC. And also, you know, in part 4, he talks about team chemistry and how teams, you know, work together, and how to use, I guess, his Dark Phoenix team, because, you know, that's what he's mostly known for his Dark Phoenix. He's tried other teams before, but he definitely shines when he uses Phoenix. Again, I'm not a Marvel fan, but seeing, you know, the part 3 and 4, it gave me a great more appreciation of the game itself, because there's more to it than just random hitting ABCs, launchers, happy birthdays. There's actually a lot of in-depth strategy that takes place when the game, and understanding its advanced setups. And I mean, it's very informative, and I mean, I've grown more of appreciation for Marvel, when I just figured it was just a random game, go nuts, get X Factor, and you might win it all, you know. And part 5 goes back into Street Fighter again, and then this is, I would say, was the most informative video for me, because I'm more of a Street Fighter gear type player. And I have to say, some of the information that Champ dropped in this part alone was just mind-blowing. I mean, I've learned some things that I've never known before in the 3 years I've been playing, you know, Street Fighter seriously. I had no idea about trip guard. Champ did an excellent job of detailing that and explaining it to me. And also something that I never knew about, he talks about frame counting, and it's like, wow, frame counting, that's kind of absurd. But when he explains it, it's so detailed and in depth, and I was like, wow, it really opened up my mind in understanding how the game of Street Fighter works. And you know, I have to say that I'm highly impressed with this project. I mean, this is something definitely that I would recommend to, again, any member of the FGC if you're new to it, and if you're like a B tier type player, or, you know, if you plays high consistently, but you just can't get over that hurdle. Seeing this and hearing the words of Filipino Champ may open up something in you, and I would say further expand your game. And, you know, that's the whole purpose of this project, you know. Definitely go out and support it. Don't go out there and be like some idiots, you know, who are purchasing it and they decide they want to share it on torrents and such like that, because all you're really doing is you're holding back the community and you're hurting the community in general, you know. Champ and Gutex are putting a lot of time into this, you know, to further build it and do something better for the fighting game community, so they could do, Gutex could do other projects and have other guests on, you know, for future videos. So please go out there and support the project. Don't go out there and get it illegally. You know, don't try to, just don't steal it at all. You know, I mean, these guys, again, put in a lot of time, a lot of hard work into it. You know, they want to see advancement in the fighting game community, because, you know, if we don't grow the fighting game community, it's just going to stay stale and dormant, and then we're always constantly going to have these back and forths. Well, do we want to be esports? Why we can't get the views like other games like League of Legends and other games like that. So I mean, definitely support it. I highly recommend it. A great job by Gutex and Filipino Champ. You know, much respect to those guys. I mean, Gutex has, you know, been a great inspiration for me in getting into the fighting game community and doing some of the work I do. And Champ is definitely, you know, one amazing player, and I have great respect for him. He's been nothing but respectful to me, and I appreciate everything they, you know, these two guys, you know, do for the fighting game community. And go out there and support it. You know, there's 3 tier packages. There's a B, A, and S tier. B tier just gives you MP3 files that you could load onto your cell phones, iPods and such. You could listen to it during your travels. And also A tier includes the 5 videos, and you can look at those videos and, you know, get an understanding if you have some free time to see the videos. And then the biggest package of them all is S tier. It grants you some time to play with Champ and Gutex, and also present some questions to them. So, you know, if you've seen something in the video that you didn't quite understand during your sessions with them, you can have a follow-up with that question and get more into detail with it. And then, of course, you know, you're going to have a training session. You know, Champ play against you and spot out some of your weaknesses and show you some of the things that you can work on in general to better and improve your game overall. And I mean, if that's what you're looking for, to improve your game overall, this is definitely the video for you. So go out and support it. I'm going to have a link down below where you can purchase it. You could also follow them on Twitter. I'll have both of their Twitter addresses on the bottom if you don't follow them. I mean, if you don't, then I mean, I don't see how. They have thousands of followers. But if you don't, all that information is going to be a link down below. Also, make sure to turn off your ad block for event hubs if you're not a subscriber, you know. Whatever revenue we generate from the ads helps the site out so we could build it and further improve it for you, the fighting game community. So I thank you for your time. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video. If you have any comments, questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I'll have that in the description down below. Hey, I thank you for your time, and we out.